Hello and welcome to this presentation on the benefits of medical review panels in medical malpractice cases. My name is Brian Craig and I'm a faculty member at Purdue University Global. And I also serve as a pre-litigation panel chair person for medical malpractice cases with the state of Utah with administrative hearings. And so kind of my background. To tell you a little bit about medical review panels. What is a medical review panel? And the name has uh, different names in various different states. A medical review panel is also called a medical malpractice screening panel or a pre-litigation panel. And the main reason why states created these administrative mechanisms for medical malpractice cases is to respond to healthcare costs with medical malpractice cases. And I think everybody can recognize that medical expenses have gone up a lot in recent years, and health insurance premiums, and part of that is the cost that physicians and hospitals have to pay for medical malpractice cases and defending medical malpractice cases. So that's one of the main reasons for medical review panels and why state legislatures have adopted them. In fact, Arizona was the first state to adopt a medical review panel system in 1976. And currently, at least 17 states have created these medical review panels for medical malpractice cases. And sometimes these statutes have been challenged in the courts. And it depends on the state. Some of the constitutional arguments include the right to a jury trial, the right to due process, separation of powers, among others. And it depends from state to state. Some state provisions have been upheld, some have been held unconstitutional, maybe held unconstitutional in part. So check your state laws under that. As far as the benefits of medical review panels, as I said previously, the main benefit is reducing the cost of medical malpractice claims and defending medical malpractice, which in turn saves patients money. It also provides for medical records access faster than you would normally get in litigation. And getting access to those medical records can be very helpful for parties, for both the plaintiffs and defendants. And one of the benefits of these hearings is to get the opportunity to review those medical records pretty soon. It also gives the parties the opportunity to evaluate the strengths and weaknesses of the case, to evaluate whether this case should go forward or whether the defendant should pay a settlement and whether there's liability. It also serves as a mechanism for filtering out those cases that lack merit, that are frivolous, and can also help the parties with settlement negotiation. If there's maybe a clear issue of liability, that's half the battle, and then the other part is determining, well, what are the extent of damages? If there is a breach of standard of care. So they serve a variety of different benefits, these medical review panels. And again, it's a form of alternative dispute resolution to be able to see if the parties can't reach a resolution of the case. I live in Utah, and in Utah has adopted the Utah Medical Malpractice Act and provides for what we call pre-litigation panel hearings. And our hearings in the state of Utah, it's through an administrative agency called the Utah Division of Professional Licensing. And we have hearings that normally consist of a lay member of the public, of the community. We have a physician or a doctor in the field of specialty. So, for example, if a plastic surgeon is named as a respondent or defendant in a medical malpractice case, then we would have a plastic surgeon on the panel, be able to review and give an expert opinion on the merits of the case. And then we would also have a lawyer, myself, a member of the state bar, who serves as the chair for that hearing. And since the COVID-19 pandemic, we have been meeting remotely with video hearings. Before that, the hearings would be held in Salt Lake City at the hearing offices in Salt Lake City. But since the pandemic, we have been using Google Meet. And actually, all the lawyers and doctors that participate in this hearings actually prefer doing the remote hearings There are some disadvantages, but as a whole, the advantages outweigh the disadvantages. One of those advantages is scheduling. Doctors are very busy, right? And getting them to sit for a hearing for 1 to 2 hours can be sometimes challenging with their busy schedules. It also allows for a more diverse panel of panelists. For example, instead of just having doctors in the Salt Lake area, we can get doctors way down south in St. George and up in Logan and throughout the entire state, and provides for more diversity. The hearings we keep them relatively short, about 1 hour, and then we would deliberate the members of the panel, and we give an opinion whether we think the case has merit or whether the case lacks merit, and we give a written opinion to the parties and their lawyers. We give an opinion on what we think of the case and whether it should go forward. It's a non-binding decision, but it allows the parties to be able to evaluate the strengths and weaknesses of the case. And other states have similar mechanisms, similar statutes in place. It does vary a little bit from state to state. So that's just a short overview of medical malpractice review panels and how they operate. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. My name is Brian Craig, and my email is bcraig@purdueglobal.edu. Thanks so much.